Really. There you go. I'm sorry. Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Well, thank you very much. Can you believe it's already April 10th? Okay. You too, baby. You too. Quarter two, right? So we have a lot of exciting things going on today. So let's go ahead and get started. Next slide. You know how we like to start it here at South Bay, right? Our mission. Who wants to volunteer and provide us with our mission? Anyone? All right.
Our mission is to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, and motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible.
Take it. Our belief.
Our belief is when the values of your company align with your own beliefs, you know you've found your professional home.
Wonderful. And our vision.
To achieve amazing professional and personal development so that KWSB remains the agency of joy.
Awesome. That's it. All right, next slide. All right, just a friendly reminder, we need volunteers. Get your phones out, please. Everyone, get your phones out, okay? Please scan here. Red Day shirts if you're interested in buying, okay? So this is an opportunity for us, as we do every month in May, get back to the community. So we're super excited about, we're going to be doing the same thing that we did last year. It's at Wilson Park, and giving back to the special needs. So thank you to the amazing agents, the staff, leadership, and obviously all of the agents who volunteer for doing it again. So please, I encourage you, okay, to support this amazing cause and be part of Red Day, okay? Please make sure if you're going to order that it's by April 15th. So here is if you like to volunteer or donate to the cause, okay? So again, get your phones out. Keller Williams is also partnering up with Palos Verdes, KW office, and we're giving back to the special day for special people, okay? That's going to be Thursday, May 9th, okay, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be at the Wilson Park on the back side of the park, okay? Same location that we did last year, okay? Who's committed? Who's going to come and join us? Yes, okay, beautiful. Again, please scan this so that way you can we can be uniform, and we can also know who's going to be there participating. And if you want to donate, or if you know someone that is willing to donate for the Red Day event, that would definitely be great. Okay. Any questions? Next slide. All right, we got Fred Howard. Woo. Well, Brad was real quick. I'm getting pizza in my mouth. How you doing? Yeah. Listen, there's nothing new under the sun. So I'm gonna share something with you that Diane Kokoska has always said. And this is about your business. Because we're in a rough time, but it's not really rough. You just have to put the work in to make it happen, okay? But one thing she said was, focus on improvement versus perfection, okay? You don't have to get it perfect. People say practice makes perfect. No, practice makes improvement, okay? Then she says, focus on the process and not the results. Okay, and last but not least, focus on the plan, not the problem. Okay, when you stick to the plan, the problem is non-existent. Okay, so all I can say is keep going, keep putting one foot in front of the other, keep smiling, because it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. Okay, so let's make it happen to you. And that definitely resonates with me. Thank you again for sharing always your wisdom, and especially with everything going on around us, right? It's important, and it's just a reminder for all of us, right, to understand the elements of what we do. This is a time that we definitely need to not just double down, but triple down on the activities to get that ultimate opportunity, right? And we're gonna all make it. We're all gonna do well, you know, so just continue doing what you're doing. You guys are awesome, and again, Fred, thank you very much. All right, next slide, please. All right, so we got one of our vendor affiliates. I got the pleasure of meeting this young guy last week at the Long Beach office, Mr. Wu Kim. And he's going to provide us with this amazing marketing platform that he has. So without further ado, Mr. Wu Kim, come on up. Bring the energy like you did in Long Beach.
All right. How are we doing today, everybody? How are we doing today? Before we get into this real quick, I was on a call with Manny a few days ago, and he being such a generous gentleman, he was giving me business advice. And he said one of the things that I should have is leverage in business, right? And so with that being said, who here knows how many real estate agents we have in the United States right now? Anybody? Too many. We have about 2 million real estate agents in the US right now. Does anybody here know how many closed transactions we had last year in 2023? About 5 million closed transactions. Now, I'm not a mathematical genius. If you divide the total number of closed transactions by the number of United States real estate agents, it's about 2.5 deals per year per agent. Raise your hand if you know of an agent that closed more than 5 deals last year. If you know of an agent that closed more than 5 deals last year. I see a lot of hands raised. Think of it this way. That agent, by closing more than 5 deals last year, effectively put out at least one realtor out of business. So what is the biggest differentiator between a top producer and an average agent? Just comes down to leverage, like Manny was talking about. Good news for you guys, everybody in this room, in this office, you guys get an awesome tool called Keller Williams Command. Who knows what I'm talking about? KW Command. Okay, great. Who here uses KW Command? Gary Keller talks about 33 touch points that you guys should have as a real estate agent, and that means every agent should contact your prospect or lead at least 33 times per year. It gets tough. That's why you guys get an awesome tool to do exactly that, to nurture leads with Keller Williams Command. Now, with that being said, my name is Wu. I spent 2 years before graduating from college, Cal State Fullerton last year. I graduated last year, congrats to me. And what I developed was to solve that exact problem to help you guys build your CRM database effectively. So what it is a smart business card, digital business card specifically made for real estate agents. It's $150 one time, there's no recurring fee. And here's how it works. You meet a client at a dealership. Instead of just handing them a business card that they would take, shove it down their pocket, turn around and forget about, you take your smart card and you just bring it to their phone. Boom, right there. Your card blinks and it takes you to your digital page. Next slide, please.
Well said.
Thank you. Once your client is on your digital page, now mind you, this looks a lot better than just handing them a card that they're going to forget about. And you're giving them an extra reason to interact with you and exchange contact with you from the device that they love, right? Right. And a lot of agents say, "Oh, Woo, I'm an old school agent. I'm not tech savvy." Can you bring a card to a phone? All you have to do, I do the heavy lifting for you and I go to your page for you. You can update this page at any time. Next slide, please. Let's just say you took your client to your digital profile page. From here, you just have them click connect with me. Next slide. Once they click that button, this little form will pop up. From here, they enter the company they're with, first, last name, phone number, email. Next slide, please. Their contact information is emailed to you, texted to you. Your contact information is emailed to them and texted to them. Now that's already on the market. Some of you guys have tried the digital business card. But here's the game changer. Their contact info, next slide, please, automatically uploads to your command. At this point, all you have to do is move that lead into one of your smart plans within your KW command, and your CRM, your command, will reach out to that customer for you as soon as you connect with them. That's an awesome way to nurture and make sure no leads fall through the cracks, because as soon as you connect with somebody, they immediately go into your command. Next slide, please. And I have a quick video that I made. This is Dan. He's the founding broker of Anvil Real Estate. They're the #2 mega team in all of Orange County. And would you mind playing that video?
Hey everybody, Dan Smith coming at you from Anvil Real Estate, and wanted to give a shout out to LinkMe Smart Card and their awesome, amazing digital card. All I do is tap your phone and it drops in my contact information, my name, my company, my whole profile.
They enter their first, last name, their email address, their phone number. They get all my information. Their information goes directly into my CRM. So any business professional who uses this or uses a CRM, by all means, hit this guy up.
All the details, it merges directly into your CRM. That alone has saved me so much time.
He's even added a little spot on there for Review Me Now. So if you want to build up your Zillow reviews or you want to build up your Google reviews if you're in real estate, it is an amazing tool. It's actually personalized with my company name, lawyer's title, and my name. We have some new cards that just showed up today for some of our new agents. If you are not using these cards, you are missing an incredible opportunity. I love it. It's like the easiest thing when people ask me for my contact information. I'm not giving them a business card that they'll throw in their pocket and forget about. Thank you for such a great product. We are big fans.
Thank you, Dan. He always hypes me up. That's why I play this every video. The next slide, please. And I have a smart solutions bundle that includes not only the card, but your profile page. And also, if I'm being real, I don't really carry my card with me. So what I do is I make you your QR lock screen. So you don't have to carry your card all the time. Just say, hey, scan this QR code, and you can share your digital profile page that way. It also has an open house sign-in sheet. So instead of having pen and paper at your next open house, you just have the sign that I make you and say, hey, would you like me to contact you when this home sells? If they say yes, great, scan this QR code and press connect with me. Or can you describe your ideal home? How many bedrooms? What city? You know, I'll send you whatever home that you want that fits your description. Scan this QR code and press connect with me. Along with all other bonuses like social media templates, your CRM campaign template or smart plan template. Next plan, please. That's at $249. But I love Keller Williams. You guys are my 11th Keller Williams office. So for you guys, those of you that move forward, I'm gonna take $100 off. So for the price of the card, you get all the other bonuses. Plus, last week, Manny said that if 5 or more agents sign up, he'll reimburse 1 agent. So I'm gonna take it another notch. If 5 or more agents sign up today, I'm gonna get Simon a free card, and I'll get Manny a free card as well. So let's give it up for them. And so if you want to move forward, you have 2 options. Next slide, please. You can either scan this QR code and you can place your order there, or you can come up to me with your business card and your credit card after the meeting, and I'll process your order there. So that's what I have to offer. Thanks for having me, Manny, Simon. Thank you.
Thank you for making question.
Sure.
Is the I'm assuming that the business card is made out of what type of material?
It's made out of 3 compound material: plastic, metal, plastic, 3-layered material. It's called PCB, printed circuit board. It sounds like this. And the card lights up when you tap it. So there's no battery, but when you tap it, look at the card, it lights up. So that's how you know it went through. So you have this, leave this in the counter, people walk in and they'll ask you, oh, what is that? You just say, oh, hey, let me tap. You can tap one.
Question, we got some questions.
Yes.
Warranty.
So great question. I had a client who reached out to me and was like, I lost my wallet in the washer. Well, what can I do? And I said, you get 1 free replacement, but after that, it's on you. Yeah, if you lose the second card, you can stick to your QR code. So you get 1 free replacement card if you lose it. Do you have a question?
Yeah, does it work with any CRM?
Any CRM, follow up, KW command, line this, temp TV core, any CRM choice. And if you switch your CRM in the future, let me know and I'll swap it out at no charge. I'll go, yes. So this card isn't that important. The page is what your client will be interacting with you on. So this card, yeah, this is not the emphasis. It's available in black or white. Yeah.
Go with the black. I like.
Yeah, black. And I also have sample cards from 10 other Keller offices. I'll show you an example. Come by me after. Yes.
When you showed the page that came up with all the profile information, is it just showing the information or does it go to immediately to the person's contacts?
So 2 steps. I wanted to make it so that you tap your card and it snatches their information, but turns out that's illegal. So yes, they do have to click on either save my contact or connect with me and then send you their contact information. So it's a two-step. You tap and they fill out their phone information.
But if they just say, save my contact, then it's not going to your database, correct?
Right, it will just save your contact information, but so they do have an option. That's great if you're talking to your dentist. You don't want your dentist in your CRM. So in that case, just have them click save contact. Yes,
Does this work if you're like in a bad area with no reception?
great question. So this only works if you have internet connection, but the cool thing is when you tap it, the page stays open on their phone, so they can carry that with them, with their phone. So, yeah.
That's a good question. I do have two more questions for you.
Sure.
The other question is, this is not a battery, right, to the lighting?
No battery.
You don't have to charge it any way, shape, or form. Okay. The next question that I had was, if I purchase today, am I getting the card today?
That's a great question. If you purchase today, am I getting the card today? Answer is no. You get your digital page, your QR lock screen, your open out sign-in sheet, your Zoom virtual background with your QR code, your social media template, your CRM template today. Your card will be shipped to you within 2 weeks. So you can start using it tonight with the digital pages and lock screen.
Okay. And then last question, what if I lose my card?
If you lose this card, you get one free replacement. If you lose that again, buy me another card. Yes.
And, go ahead. Go ahead, Fred.
Fred,
I was just gonna ask if you had a DBA name, because you said you could get your page today. Does the individual upload all that information or?
great question. So I initially build your page for you. I'm gonna look you up online. I'm gonna grab your picture, your social media, I'm gonna put it in there. If you want to update any of that, you can update it anytime from your phone. Yeah.
So that's what the question I was gonna ask, is the platform to update the links? Can you only do that on your phone, or is there a platform online?
So you can do that from the page itself. You can do that on your laptop, from your phone, anywhere. Yeah. I'll take one more question if there is. One last question. Going once? Yes.
I'm asking for a friend, but does it work with Tinder?
The answer to that question is, once my braces come off, yes. And it comes off in May, so. With that being said, thanks for having me, everybody. Fun time.
Good information, thank you very much. So, yeah, please, I'm a one. Yeah. No, I'm actually gonna buy one, so I see the value in it, so definitely, especially like when we go to big events. Boom, 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 here's my contact information. It's funny because Minnie and I were coming back from Austin and we met up with the KW agent and she did the same thing. She goes, bam, here it is. Tapped our phones and all of our contact information. Remember that? So, all right, so next slide. All right, I want to congratulate. We finally finished the contest we had. So congratulations, give yourself a high five. And the final results that we have is as follows. Third place, the closers. Captain Bob, Captain Christina, Captain Fred, 165 points. Second place, the winning circle, Captain Gary and Captain Bruno. And first place, Bryce 10X.
Captain 10, you say X 10.
That's Captain Al, Captain Michelle, Captain Tammy. So congratulations. You're pushing the team. Now, I want to also, before we go on the next slide, we want to congratulate the individuals that ultimately self-reported, right? And ultimately did the test, right? So let's go with the next slide. Next slide, please. You might be on the phone. All right, so here it is. Final results. And this is again, just Q1, right? So congratulations to the 3 individuals for participating and being involved in this competition. So third place, Mr. Gary Nix with last place. We can take a photo. So there you go, sir.
I'm sending out email, I gotta, do it for myself.
Stay up here. I'd like to take a photo. All right, in second place, Mr. Eric Rodgers.
Can I just say something real quick?
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of reasons why I needed to do more business. This was definitely one of the things that was on the list. But it did push me, guys. Like now I have 3 buyers in escrow that are gonna close this month. I got 2 listing appointments tomorrow.
All
I think a
right.
bunch of other listings, so like, it helped me. It helped me.
And then coming in first place with 63 points. Mr. Brett Howard. Awesome. All right, let's take a quick, let's flip this so we can see your certificate. Sorry about that. It's memorable. All right, so here we go. Face the camera. Out of curiosity, gentlemen, I'm surprised we didn't have any women win. But out of curiosity, I know we heard it from Eric, did this help you boost more business? Or less business?
It actually made me concentrate on my numbers. So I'm being conscious of what I'm actually.
Good. What about you, Gary? Well, you're in a whole different lesson. Awesome. Well, congratulations to all 3 winning contenders. It was awesome. So I know it's something that was new to the office. We're going to launch another one and hope that we get more participation, and obviously get the women involved too. Okay.
For
So-
new assignment,
For what?
for which quarter are you launching?
We're probably I know we're talking with the other offices, maybe doing another one more of one side with the other market centers as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Q3, Bolt is coming up,
Yeah.
so Q3.
So we're probably looking at Q3 to do so. So be ready. Yeah. So Natalie. So who was the winning team?
10X.
10X.
And yes. All right, so we're gonna do something fun and exciting for the winning team. And I know we've been back and forth with that. I know Jennifer, we were talking about doing something in the office.
We were talking about our except I don't know how big margaritas, but.
Yeah. So-
We have a very big team. We're trying to figure out where we can.
Yeah. So stay tuned. It's gonna be fun and exciting. So congratulations to a winning team. Good job, everyone. So give yourselves a round of applause. Let's continue. Next slide, and I think we're right on track. So we have Matt and Javier with Fidelity National Title. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I'm good.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
How was everyone today?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's great to be here. Matt Gagline, Javier goes by Javi. They left me a good. This is short for Javi because his dad's the same name exactly. The third and he's the fourth. We have had the privilege and will have the ongoing privilege of having training with Tom Ferry. We have a whole program going with the F&F group, so we are the beneficiaries of gathering that data on a monthly basis and then a quarterly meeting with them for quite a while. Tom is one of the top real estate trainers, of course, in the nation, if not the world. Very well renowned, well received. he also is cutting edge. He's always looking at the edge of what's next, trying to be ahead of it, right? So with that said, Simon asked us to come in and do a presentation on what we came away with. He spoke to us about, it's been about a month ago?
Yeah.
3 weeks to a month. And Javi's gonna go through a presentation, going through that information, ask some Q&A, a bunch of good stuff. So I'm gonna let him go ahead and take it from there and have at it, okay? There is a handout on your desks as well, or in front of you, and that's part of what we're gonna talk about. Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. So thank you, Natalie. That was quick. So the worksheet that's in front of you is, or real quick, how many of you guys have been to a Tom Ferry event or on like a Tom Ferry webinar? Very motivational dude. And he always starts off his seminars or his talks, so something to help you motivate you or something to help give you kind of a kick in the hiney to get you in high gear. And when we talked to him around a month ago, the questions he asked us is, do I believe I am capable of doing more business? How will I make 2024 different? And then Natalie, next slide, please. And then this was probably the most impactful thing for me. Because every single day I do tasks, and you know, some of those tasks are income producing activities, and then some of those tasks are me scrolling on my phone for a little bit too long. So what are some things in 2024 that I need to do less of? What are some things in 2024 I need to stop? What are some things I need to do more of? And then I think most importantly, what are those things that I need to start doing? So this is for you guys to take home. We're not going to go through it because I think that would take a little bit too long. But it's a good starting point and a good worksheet for you to work through. So Natalie, next slide, please. So I think we all know our world has changed, right, with that NAR lawsuit. And that was a big part of what we went through with Tom Ferry. But agents and teams must know, show, and demonstrate our value now more importantly than ever. Natalie, next slide, please. So we have three options. You can bite the bullet and just start now. You can wait until the end of June, panic, and then start. Or you can wait until after July, and then you're just going to be kind of trying to chase the horse, right? You're going to try to catch the tail, and you're chasing the horse, and you're going to be behind the wagon in that sense. Natalie, next slide, please. So can you guys all read that? Okay, if you can't, just so you guys know, because there are going to be some scripts and stuff up here. Natalie has all the slides that she can also send to you. But the first one is your dialogue for your sphere of influence and referrals. And I guess the biggest question is, you guys don't want to get caught off guard with them bringing the NAR lawsuit up to you, right? Then you're going to be on your toes, you're going to be backpedaling a little bit. You want to be the one that's in charge of the conversation. So have you read up on the new changes and agreements for buying a home in 2024? And then below that is your dialogue. The response to your question is, what would be the best time for us to sit down, get clear on everything you want for your new home, and then I can share the new changes and agreements. When would you like to get started? I think my favorite part about this script from Tom is he's always pushing the conversation forward towards setting the appointment and sitting down and having that conversation. Next slide, please. So no, show, and demonstrate. This is another script that you guys can use, but more importantly, next slide, please, Natalie. This is a PDF. I did not take the time to put all, I guess, 9 screenshots of all of the 90 ways that this agent made about how they serve their clients. I do have this PDF, and if you did not know, you can drag and drop a PDF into Canva, and then the entire thing is editable. Kind of the layout changes a little bit. But if you want this, either reach out to Matt or myself, and we can send you the entire PDF about what these agents made on the 90 ways that they serve their client that helps you know, show, and demonstrate your value. Natalie, next slide, please. So a big thing that he also talked about is the law of your brand. Next slide, please. So all great businesses have 4 things in common: a great brand, a great product, great marketing and distribution, great people, of course, and a great operating system. But I'm going to talk about a great brand, a great product, a great marketing and distribution today, because I have like 10 hours of Tom Ferry content. I can't fit that all into like 10 minutes. Next slide, please. So how are you differentiating yourself in the marketplace? Okay, your brand is a few things. Most importantly, it's your face. It's your words, your stories, and your tone. I think tone is a super, super important thing. Your make me famous focus, your reviews, your reputation, your track record, distribution, your body of work, and all marketing mediums, not just social media, not just print, not just email marketing, in all mediums, and what your clients say about you. Next slide, please. So these are questions that you guys need to answer about your brand, because brand is becoming super popular in the marketplace. And I'll use the Gatorade as an example. We all know Gatorade, right? There's a new brand that's coming up called Prime. Has anybody heard about Prime? See, one head nod, two head nods. Prime is, I think it's is it Logan or Jake Paul? Logan. So it's Logan Paul's version of Gatorade. And Logan Paul is one of the people with the biggest social media following online anywhere. The only person that might beat him is probably Mr. Beast. So Gatorade pays all of these athletes to get out their marketing and their distribution because they need a face to distribute their product to relate to consumers. These new people with brands just create the product themselves because they are the brand and people buy them. So Mr. Beast would be a good example. Elon would be a good example. Jake Paul would be a good example. So you are your brand and you need to answer these questions about.
Which one is Friday Mike Tyson? Is that Logan Paul?
I think it's Logan Paul. I don't know why you would fight Mike Tyson. That doesn't seem like a smart business decision. I mean,
Someone that's fighting them in July.
that's Logan Paul. I mean, he bit someone's ear off, and I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of him training, but he looks scary. Very scary. Next slide, please. So next up would be listings. And that's going to be your great product and a great marketing and distribution. Next slide, please. Great marketing is like lasagna. And when I made this at night, like right before dinner, so it made me like extra hungry. But marketing is all about your layers, like the layers of an onion or the layers of lasagna. You can't just do one thing, you have to have multiple things that activate what's called reciprocal activation, which makes it look like you're everywhere all at once. And so whenever anybody sees anything real estate or neighborhood related, they think about you. Next slide, please. So this is something that Tom went to about how to turn one listings into two. I'm going to go through a whole bunch of this stuff so that you guys can see it. Next slide, please. This is a script that Tom uses. The subject line is, I'm about to go meet a potential seller. And then the email's there, but Natalie can send it out to you guys so that you have the script. But what I want to show you is the next slide. This is a guy who was on Instagram, who was driving to a listing appointment. And what he did is he turned his Instagram followers into his buyer list. So that email basically said, hey, I'm going to a listing appointment. If you would like to be on my VIP list to get early access to listings, let me know. He did the same thing with his social media. He went on his story, said, I'm driving to a listing, and he kind of pointed to the area on the map using the green screen feature. If you don't know how to do that, I can show you how to do that. And said, are you interested in being on my VIP list? For all the people who clicked yes, that is now your buyer pool. That is now your buyer list. And the biggest thing with social media is engagement. The algorithm functions on engagement. Next slide, please. This is another flyer. When we talk about knowing, showing, and demonstrating our value, you have to communicate to the neighborhood or to sellers what you did to sell that home. So if you send out a postcard just sold for $30,000 over asking price, you're not telling them, you're not showing them, and you're not demonstrating to them what you did, what your value add is on how you did that. So this is telling a story about how they sold that home over market value. Next slide, please. And this is part two. I have more PDFs and stuff about this, so if you want more information on this, just reach out to Matt or myself, and I can give you basically every single bullet point has a slide of or a picture about what this person did, and I can give you more information on that. Next slide, please. So what's the easiest way, or want the easiest way to deliver value and elegantly discover who's making a move? Who wants that? That's not a lot of hands. Do you guys not want listings or what? So great email template that you can use here. Subject line is how much equity did you gain in 2023? And then I'm going to show you how you pull this information. But this is a script that you would send out via email. Next slide, please. Here's another script that you would send out via email, basically naming your price. What price would you want to sell your home? Next slide, please. This is another one relating to another Zillow thing, and I'm going to show you how to do the Zillow thing in a second. Next slide, please. This is a great one. If a buyer offered you more than 15% above your estimate, would you sell? All of these scripts here are designed to help you start the conversation with the seller or with the buyer. Next slide, please. And this is how we did it. So inside of Zillow, when you scroll down to go get the home value, there is a little button there that says show home value over time. It's highlighted in blue and it shows you that property's home value over time. So what he's doing is he's going to Zillow, taking a screenshot of that, putting in a text message and saying, I was on Zillow earlier today, looking for a few properties in your neighborhood, and I thought I'd check out your home's estimate. The home estimates your values at 1.849 million. I have my opinion, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think? And he sent that to his entire database. Next slide, please. And then from September to December of last year, Tom had 2,000, and this is actually taken a direct screenshot from his presentation, 2,394 clients, 413,000 and some change text messages, 19,451 listing appointments scheduled from that same exact script. So it's super powerful to just start the conversation with the homeowner, which is all you need to do. Next slide, please. Next slide. Oh, never mind. Go back one more. I'm sorry. I thought there was more, but that's it. So with everything that's going on, I want you to ask yourself the question, what happens if you do not deliver value to everyone in your phone? Or in your database? People get away. There you go. So that's all I have today. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, everyone, for having us speak. And I'll have my cards up here at the front if anyone wants that 90 ways we deliver value PDF or wants any other the screenshots from the other ways about generating more listings. Awesome.
Definitely a good information. Thank you again both for giving us some inside value. Again, the power of technology definitely will take us different places, but more so it's the stickiness, right, of what we have to do consistently. So again, awesome stuff. And by all means, Tom Perry, right? You know, I'm old school. I still see Mike Perry, but that's the son of Mike Perry. So, all right. We want to again thank Jose Lopez with My NHD for providing us with food. Also give them an opportunity to awesome.
All right, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's try it again. There's some coffee over here. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so Jose here with My HD. We do all the work. You guys get all the coverage. We have an app they really want us to start pushing out. Who here has been showing properties? Let me correct myself. Who here has been selling properties? And when you're out in the field, a client's asking you if they're concerned if the property's in a fire or flood zone. You guys are not selling that homes in. All right. So when you guys are out in the field and you have a client that's asking, before you open up escrow, we actually have a tile. It's technically can be utilized as an app. It's called a tile. It's called My Has Check. I'm going to set up a class soon where we can do a snacks and facts or a lunch and learn. But My Has Check, MyHazCheck. MyHazCheck.com. You guys can go to it. You guys can create your own login credentials. You can type up the property address and check if it's in a fire or flood zone before you open escrow. And what's more important as well, once you create your own login credentials, you can even send that quick snippet fire or flood report straight to the client with your name and branding on it. So it's an amazing free tool that we rolled out. We're trying to make sure we bring as much value to you guys as possible. I'm sorry?
It's lighting.
So it'll show you on a clear visual map if you're within. Yeah, basically. So it'll show you the properties here. If it's in a flood zone, you're gonna see on the map where the blue area is at, where it's showing flood, and it shows within the nearest mile of the property. So this is gonna make sure you can relieve any of your clients, especially when they're stressed out and they're buying a house, but they wanna know if it's in a flood zone or fire zone. This is an amazing tool, and it's a free tool for you guys to utilize. So myhashcheck.com, you go to it, create your login credentials, and if you wanna save it to home, whether you're on an iPhone or Android, let me know. I can help you guys on saving it, so therefore it's being utilized as an app. The second you tap it, you type in the address, you can type flood or fire, and it'll populate up. All right, aside from that, thank you guys for having me here and giving me the opportunity to sponsor lunch. Guys, the pizza there is great, and also the salads are great as well. I also got some waters. You know, I decided to do pizza and salad because I know beach season's coming up, so the salads are there too. But with that being said, if you guys have any questions regarding NHD, whether you think it might be something so small or big, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm a toddler dad, I have a 4-year-old daughter, so just like you, I don't know the definition of sleep, and I'm over caffeinating every day. All right, thank you guys so much.
All right, 4 going on 14, right?
She looks like me, but she has my wife's attitude, so.
Awesome. Thank you, Jose. All right, awesome. Listing pitches and buyer needs, anyone? Quiet today, what's going on? Yes, Pamela, please.
Buyer needs, a ranch style duplex in the areas of Gardena, where else? Lawndale, Inglewood, up to 1.5 million, and hopefully at least 5 bedrooms.
I'm sorry, they're looking for a single family or?
Duplex.
Multi-family.
Multi-family.
Beautiful, awesome, yeah, thank you for sharing, yes.
Somebody is looking for a single house in Venice. Gonna have a pool and a separated guest house, like ADU, price like the 2 million, 2 million, and like remodel the modern and open.
Okay, Venice, single family with an ADU with a swimming pool up to $2 million. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right. That's. Yeah, and these type, I mean, it's gonna be far and few, but prospecting definitely, you know, build that clientele. And that's one way of attacking the potential seller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very specific.
Make an office and back.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, Brooke, please.
I have a listing coming soon. It's 5 bed, 4 bath, 2,944 square feet. Asking 2.7. It's in West LA, right off the freeway. It's definitely needs some work, but yeah, that's what I got.
Congratulations. 2.7.
It's on Belter.
Awesome. Anyone else? Lloyd.
I've got a commercial client looking for 1.3 million. Again, it's a warehouse industrial for a Formula 3 race car team. So yes, pull in a full wrap race car trailer, you know, and if you ever seen Formula 1 or the tour of the Long Beach Grand Prix coming up, they did race on Saturday. So they'll be there. So I've got 2 auto repair clients looking for retail commercial, you know, properties, and then I've got a restaurant, you know, that's looking for a lease and or buy. So it's an asset. So we're showing the property tomorrow, but if anybody knows about restaurant, a couple of people do, you know, it's a dicey game, you know, there with health departments, inspections, a 90-day lapse in time, and it's complicated. So if you have any connections, let me know.
Awesome. Good. Anyone else? Yes.
The house could be in the Marble style too.
Marble
And also I'm looking for a commercial property. Could be an existing preschool for sale, or you know, are a kind of a place you can for sale or for lease, okay too, but could open a preschool, like a restaurant or bank, you know, like so it used to be bank or restaurant, that could turn into a preschool, or existing preschool for sale or something. Something.
Got it. Okay, well, thank you. All right, anyone else?
I
Yeah,
have a listing I should file next week. I have on the inside of the property. 4 bedroom, 2 bath, on. I believe Main and 234th in Passing, on the south side of Passing. Outside looks good. Especially I'm gonna get 5 right now, so I think it on. So if anybody got somebody that's looking for a 4 bedroom, 2 bath in Passing, that's. Then how it looks like, I'm gonna see.
Okay.
awesome, thank you, Derek. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Next slide. I think it's a broker update. So what I'd like to share with you today is something that I've been getting a lot of questions regarding requests and repairs, right? And I want to make sure that we're all clear in the misconception. The misconception is when representing a buyer, right, that that when submitting an offer, right, negotiating the terms of the offer, right, there's still no promise that the seller will give any type of concession. Meaning they're not gonna do any repairs, they're not gonna do any credit, and they're not gonna do a price reduction. Okay? So you have to understand, and it's very clear in the purchase agreement that all property, okay, all properties are sold in its as-is condition. And it also states that the seller doesn't even have to respond to a buyer's request. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want you to wear two hats, right? If you're the listing agent, right, because you're receiving the offer, right? You're also probably going to receive a request for repairs, right, as part of the negotiations. But I also want you to think as a buyer representing a buyer, when now you're dealing with your buyer as an example, and now they do all of their inspections, right? General inspection, sewer inspection, roof inspections, electrical inspections, you name it, right? And now you're having a conversation with your buyer, and now you're asking the buyer, okay, what would you like me to do and proceed with this, right? Our job as real estate professionals is to calm the weather down, right? Calm them down. Because sometimes these reports will have a lot of information that they do not understand, right? But in essence, this is where good communication is vital and important to all of us, right? And the reason is when you have good dialogue and good conversation with the listing agent, then the blunt of submitting a request of repairs may be at ease because now it's not just you against the seller and the listing agent. Now the listing agent is working with us as well. It's what we call the give and take, right? The give and take. It doesn't matter if you're either side because what is the ultimate goal to do? What is the ultimate? Yeah, it's to close the deal, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's to close the deal and get through the hurdle. 80% of the time, okay, and I might be a little exaggerating, most deals fall apart during this process, the request of repair process, right? This is where we really need to link with the listing agent and show the value on why we need to continue with the process, right? Now, in the essence, working with the listing agent, right, and being the listing agent, your job is to protect the seller, right? And making sure that the seller's best interest is taken care of, right? No difference than your buyer's best interest, right? But again, in the bigger scheme of all this, it's how do we maneuver through this, right? And I know a lot of experienced agents are here right now, and when you see a big request, right? A big request, meaning that the buyer is requesting $20,000-$30,000, okay? It's a big pill to swallow, right? And now you're putting your position as like, I don't know if I want to even submit this to the listing agent, right? But out of the request of the buyer, right? This is where we need to educate our clients, right? There's pride of ownership, right? There is the ability to look at it from a different perspective, right? And show the big picture is, look, there's 3 things that we can do as part of the process, right? We can ask for certain things to be fixed. We can ask for a concession of credit in lieu of those repairs, or we can ask for a price reduction, and you can ask for all 3 of it. I want to be clear on that because that is very important that some agents think, well, it's only a credit. No, you can also ask that they fix the water heater, right? Or put smoke detectors, right? and ask concessions for $5,000-6,000. Remember, it's the win-win philosophy, right? Because we want to close this deal. So there's two components to the purchase agreement, which is the RR form and the RRR form, which is the seller's response to the buyer's request, right? Now, on the RR form, it also emphasizes if the seller is willing to do any and all of the repairs, give concessions in lieu of the repairs, or agree to give the buyer the opportunity of a price reduction because it may be more severe, right? Now, here's the thing that I also want to throw in here, and I see this quite often, and I need you not to do this, okay? On the purchase agreement, there's a section there where it says who is paid for what, right? Either the buyer pays for it or the seller pays for it, right? Please, please, please stop putting that the buyer or the seller to do a termite inspection report or general inspection report on the purchase agreement. Okay, because remember, not just you and the listing agent and the seller and the buyer are looking at this information. Escrow is also seeing it, but who else sees this? The lender sees this. So now you're opening up an opportunity to question the integrity of the offer, and more so question to say, okay, I see that there's a general inspection or a sewer inspection on the RPA there. I'm curious, as an underwriter, right? They may want to see a copy of that, and that can alter the deal, right? Where the seller, the underwriter may put a request. Look, these are the conditions that we have to look into, right? So remember, part of the process and the beauty of the dynamics of real estate transactions is, and in the past, right, Steve, in the past, we used to have, in the RPA, section 1, section 2. Termite, that has been eliminated. That is now part of your buyer's due diligence period, right? To do any and all inspections, as many inspections as they want to do during their time frame, right? Which the default is already what, 17 days, right? 17 days, right? Now you can modify it, you can either increase it or decrease the time allowed for the buyer to do so. Okay, but what I want you to understand is that in the process, don't put all that information. Okay, leave it blank. Now, the rest of the stuff, such as your escrow, yes, your title, yes, your county, city, yes, all of those provisions on the purchase agreement, that's fine, because those are standard. But try not to put any inspection information. This is like the 8th time agents send me to review their offer, and I continuously tell. Just if everything looks good, just take out the general inspection. Take out termite inspection, right? Because now that opens up the opportunity for the lender to say, well, I'm curious to see that termite inspection. What if the termite inspection is $10,000? They may say, well, I don't know. That may be something that the lender may put as a condition. Well, the seller's going to have to take care of it, and they can ultimately alter the transaction. Does that make sense? Yes, Steve.
And to kind of piggyback on that, dealing with lenders possibly reviewing everything, if you end up negotiating a dollar credit in lieu of repairs, what's real important is be very careful on reflecting the amendment. Seller is crediting buyer X thousands of dollars in lieu of repairs, because remember, that addendum now becomes an escrow amendment, and all escrow amendments, okay, are subject to review of the lender. And it is uncanny how 99% of the time, anytime a seller is giving credit in lieu of repairs and lender underwriter reviews that, it's funny how the underwriter now says, gee, I think we want that repair done prior to the funding of that loan, totally negating the whole benefit of giving a seller credit. Because now so one of the ways of being able to kind of circumvent that is being able to, whatever that dollar amount that is agreed upon between buyer and seller, just reflect it as seller is going to pay for it as closing costs. Okay, it'll be reflected in the paperwork in the RRR One too many R's there, okay. You know, acknowledging that the credit is being given, so I know when I end up preparing the RRR. Okay, it'll state seller to credit buyer $5,000 in lieu of repairs, which will be reflective in the addendum and escrow amendments to reflect that amount as closing costs.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. We were definitely gonna be role playing. I think it's vital and important. I have two agents up here, one representing the buyer, one representing the seller, and going through the motions of what that looks like, right? So you can arm yourself and understand the elements and how to get to the finish line, right? So that's my tip of the day, request repairs, not putting any inspections on the purchase agreement and all that fun stuff. All right, upcoming events. Contract class, Friday, April 12th from 10:30 to 11:30, mastering the contingencies and understanding and navigating the removal of the contingencies. It's funny, I just had one of our agents deal with a contingency situation that it's a fun and interesting one. All right, next slide. All right, Pacific Coast, Patrick is 20 listings in 2024. He will have a training here Thursday, April 11 at 2 p.m. We have our KW Health Family Kayaking Sunday, April 14. We're going to be at Long Beach, 5411 Ocean Boulevard. You want to go kayaking, it's the time of the weather. And then train the presenter, instructor Zach Younger, I apologize, May 29th through the 30th. It'll be here at the office. $250 includes the material, and lunch will also be included. If you're interested in taking this curriculum, please take a photo of this. Next slide. All right, and that concludes our team. So thank you very much.